everyone, welcome to the Hobby Streakers. My name is JG, my co-host as always Liam.
Hello.
We are the Hobby Streakers. We talk about the hobby streak, which is doing 30 minutes of hobby every night for the longest streak possible. We also talk about news, what we've done the past 2 weeks, and usually we also tackle a main topic. Today you are Liam on 1,545 days consecutive streak, which is really impressive.
Yeah, boy.
Good job. Awesome. And I am currently on day 377. So as you can see, there is a little change, because last time I thought I was on 364, and I was not. I was on 363. Where the sleep happened? No clue. But I started my hobby streak on Facebook. And so Facebook popped up and was like, hey, do you remember a year ago you were on day 5 of the hobby streak? And I'm like, what? Day 5? Huh? What? No, it's supposed to be day 6. And so I realized that the first day I started doing the hobby streak was January 20th. So yeah. So I am currently on 377, and I am back on the correct amount. For those following, so let's go over some of the stuff that happened, not hobby related, the past 2 weeks. So I think I got COVID. I know it's weird to say that, but basically my son got, tested positive. My daughter tested negative, which was weird. But then they spent a week together, so, you know. And it's not like we gonna isolate the poor kid and be like, yep, you got COVID, now you're gonna live under the staircase, just like Harry Potter. So, we didn't do that. So yeah. Technically, we think we all got it, basically. We all got some kind of symptoms. My son got stuffy nose, coughed a little bit, and that's pretty much it. My daughter got sore throat, upset stomach, and that was it. My wife got the upset stomach, the congestion. I got the congestion. Oh, and my son got a fever. I got the congestion, the fever, and that was it. But it lasted it was super short. We were very surprised because, my son was sick a month ago, tested negative, was not COVID, and was sick for like a week. For just some random, like RSV or whatever freaking virus going around, or a cold or something similar. So it was really strange that he actually was less sick with COVID than with like a regular cold. So all in all, super happy. Not super happy because we all got sick, but happy that we all got probably Omicron and not, it wasn't that bad. And I'm vaccinated. My mom, which is still visiting, is vaccinated. The kids are not yet. We're still waiting on that. They're still pretty young. And my wife cannot get vaccinated, so we were very concerned for my wife, but she ended up also probably getting sicker than the rest of us. Sicker, but a little bit, not too bad.
Oh, yeah, because she had all that trouble earlier in the year, didn't she?
Yeah, all the surgery and everything. So, and she ended up with a chronic sinus infection. So basically the COVID went to her sinus and to her stomach because she got her gallbladder removed. So she is more fragile. So yeah. But yeah, so not too bad considering. So yeah. And so I put on this separate project because I've been thinking, which I know don't worry, I didn't hurt myself too much. But so every time I walk the dog, I listen to podcasts, various different types of podcasts, hobby related or not. Sometimes I do F1 related or things like this. And so I was thinking, and I started writing some rules for a game. So yeah. So I am probably gonna start looking at, well, stuff that I already have and stuff that I'm gonna need to print to start making minis to play with. to do the rules. I got the synopsis done. I spent about an hour yesterday going through dice and rolling dice and percentage and things like this. I want a percentage base dice rolling.
Yep.
But I want the percentage.
C100 kind of.
No.
No?
No, and this is the thing. I'm not gonna say exactly how, but I've came up with, because I wanted to basically, you have like 10% chance. Well, you have 20% chance of hitting, so you need 80. But how do you get rolling dice so that you will have an 80% chance of rolling 80 or above, basically? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like matching. Well, no, you have a 20% chance of rolling 80 or above, kind of thing. So matching what you need to roll to what you will be rolling. That's kind of what we're looking. Like that's kind of what I'm looking at. So
probability mechanics.
Yeah, and I found, I think, something that will work well, I believe, and so I am looking forward to trying it. So yeah, it's a near future kind of thing. Yeah, near future. Not post-apocalyptic, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, so I started working on that, and I'm really happy about my synopsis, and it's gonna be a solo / co-op game. So yeah, so you can play, and then you can definitely also play against the third person if that third person wants to kick your ass, but yeah. And so yeah, really looking forward to working on that more. So yeah, every time I walked the dog, I was thinking about stuff, and then I started thinking about rules, and I started thinking about dice rolling and things like this, and so yeah.
And then you've got to get it out of your head and onto a piece of paper so you can sleep.
Yep. And so yeah, let's go to what we're painting today, because I am painting something strange today.
Is it something strange, or is it something? Oh, okay.
No, it's the Silver Bayonet.
Okay.
And
I thought it was going to be Doctor Strange or something.
Oh, that would have been nice. Yeah. I should have. Yeah.
I thought you were trying to do a pun.
Where is? Yeah, well, he's right there. He's not prime though. Well, and that's another things that I'm toying with right now. I might stop getting Marvel. I know.
Are you sure you're feeling all right?
It's not the COVID talking. Don't worry. No. I got shit ton to paint. Tons. Yes, some of the stuff that are coming out are really cool. I mean, the latest one is already coming in. Colossus, Rogue, Gambit. Who else is in there? I don't remember. Oh, X-23 and Badger And yeah, I think. Oh, and magic. So Colossus magic, Rogue and Gambit, and the X23 and Honey Badger are coming probably in a couple of weeks. But that might be the last one. Well, it won't be the last one, but I might just start picking and choosing instead of getting everything. So yeah, big decision. Because I've been doing a lot of the Silver Bayonet. And so I have tons to paint on those as well. I still have all my Frostgrave to finish painting. I have not even started on Stargrave. So yeah, and then the secret project if I want to start doing minis for that and terrain and stuff. And so yeah, don't know. We'll see. So anyways, so yeah, so and you put in there 81 subs on YouTube. Woohoo! Awesome. So yeah, thanks for putting that on there. That's super cool.
Occasionally, I have the urge to go and
take a look
at how the YouTube channel's doing, and I looked the other day and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, well,
that's almost a big number.
Yeah, the latest video was unboxing of Wave 2 of the Silver Bayonet, and I cannot wait for Wave 3. Well, yeah, I did it. I recorded it 2 days ago. Processed it a little bit yesterday, and then yeah. Also forgot about the t-shirt, dude. So I got my t-shirt, not this one, because I don't want to put paint on it, because I'm that clumsy. Because I never put paint on my t-shirt, but because it's gonna be, because I'm gonna be wearing that t-shirt, I'm gonna put paint or something. So pretty cool, actually, like really surprising. I almost look good in it. So yeah. So, yeah, it's just cut differently than basic crap Walmart t-shirt. So that's why it's cut well so that it hides. It's tight around the shoulders and the top so that makes you look like, hey, I'm buffed. And then it's large around the belly so it hides your beer gut. So, well, my beer gut. So pretty cool. Was happy about that one. Yeah, I said I would talk about it, but yeah, so really happy about it. All right, well, let's. So I am painting the Sapper from the Silver Bayonet, the French unit. Yeah. Do you know that we still use Sapper in French? Sapeur-pompier. No, the firefighters are also still called Sapper. But yeah. So, nice unit. Nice mold. I like it. So, I'm gonna paint this guy. I'm gonna have to switch to another screen so that I can actually look at the colors. Because, well, it's red. It's blue, white, and red, as you would expect. But yeah,
sounds pretty French to me.
Well, yeah, they kind of had that theme where they kind of look like, yeah, like the Grenadier also looks a little bit, and then the heavy cavalryman, which I worked on, which it was around here somewhere, also had the same colors. But yeah, so I'll paint that. And so, what are you painting? And then you can do the shutout.
Back on the Guardian Idols for my Age of Sigmar terrain collection.
Okay.
I'm semi happy with how the wall is, so I'm gonna move on to the actual statue and plinth today, and then go back and tidy some bits up.
Okay. Oh, so did you start it before, or you just started?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing the last few episodes.
Oh, it's still okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not.
I think last episodes I started on the chariot.
Yep.
But
I remember, yeah.
The few episodes before that, I've been doing these because I didn't want to work on my secret project on the camera.
Yeah, which you did you? Yeah, you talked about it a little bit last time, but you're gonna have to talk a lot more about it. Well, is that what you used?
That's what I took to the event on Sunday. So.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna be able to talk about that. Yay! Yeah, boy.
Cool.
So shut up.
Shoutouts.
Pretty not that many this week. I saw. Yeah,
I've not been paying that much attention on Insta the past couple of weeks.
Oh, that's not good.
Just,
oh my goodness. So if he missed you, just leave an angry comment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, been trying to cut back on scrolling social media all day. So
yeah.
I've been trying to go through Hobby Streak and doing that.
That's usually the only
down the other stuff. So
that's the only thing that I actually kind of.
I will have missed the occasional person, and for that, you have my humble apologies. But
I'm not sure how sincere you actually are, but okay.
always sincere. So we've got just double checking to make sure you haven't copied anybody I know from one onto the other. We've got Rogue Geographer on 700 days. I think that's I can remember his Twitter handle off the top of my head. It'd be Qualithasan or something like that.
So I think it's in my list, isn't it?
New.
Oh no. Okay, yep, no.
He's doing a lot of Turnip 28 stuff at the moment.
Oh, which is apropos. You see, I can do that too.
Plyteuth, who's on 30 days.
Okay.
So, full month.
Yay,
good job. Keep going.
Awesome.
It's the.
Well, I didn't put the 30 days, man. There's a lot of 30 days on there.
Yeah, a lot of 30 days on Twitter.
On Twitter,
it's good to see that the New Year people have made it through to the full month. So, thumbs up for them.
Good job, people.
So, if the 30-day people want to go and send angry messages to JG on Twitter, then go and do that.
Because I didn't put you in there, so if you're not happy about that, just leave a comment.
Samsmael or Samsmael, I don't know where the emphasis is on that, and Jadamviklund, both on 1 year.
Whoop whoop. Cool.
So
nice. All right.
Good job,
people.
Gang.
Alright, so I have TheSaraGames on 100 days. I've got TJ Hollis, which is on 400 days. Chris Subassembled Sandman, which is on 100 days. Phillip Mordred, 100 days. AverageCrafts, 200 days. Diana and her thousand young, 300 days. Dr. Tomer, 300 days, and myself, 1 year, yay! I put myself in the list. I had to.
Can you really shout yourself out?
Well, I was hoping you would, but apparently you didn't, so...
You're not on Insta, so...
That is correct. I am not on Instagram. I should. Oh. No, is it Night Blue
well,
or
you
is
are,
it...
but you're not.
God.
Cool. So,
no, it's
while you're having a look at that, I'll go over the stuff that I've done the last week, 2 weeks.
What have you done?
Let's just. I've got the models to hand. I can just show you.
Oh, well, so now I need to switch my screen. Yep.
So,
show me the money. Yeah, the chariot.
Stormstrike Chariot.
Seen that one.
Finished that up. This was a pain in the butt.
So you're gonna have to excuse me a second because there is a kitty that's here that's not supposed to be here.
Okay.
How did you get in there? Let me just be. I'll be right back. How did you get in there, Rumboy? Come here. No. Not downstairs. No. Alright. No, you're not happy. How did you get in there? Oh my goodness. So, everybody, say hello to Vinny.
It's a cat.
Hi. That's Vin.
It's a kitty.
We didn't name him, but also VIN in French is vin, which is wine. So it worked for us. I know you're not supposed to be in there.
Meow, meow, meow. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, well. How can we go on with without our new third co-host to just sit there and be a cat? Honestly, guys, you'll see a lot less of our buttholes. We don't actually streak. I've got my trousers on and everything.
Sorry about that. I have no idea how he actually even got into the...
This is a cat. Cats go where they want.
Well, it's a garage. There's a door that's closed. I don't know how he went through the door.
Because he's a cat and he goes where he wants.
Probably when someone was talking to me and not looking.
He's a cat.
Ah, jeez.
He goes where he wants.
Yup.
Anyway.
Alright, sorry.
Chariot. Pain in the ass. So, last episode I painted the beasts that are pulling the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And over the last couple of weeks I've been working my way through to the platform and then the crew. But it's an easy to build kit.
Okay.
So it's all pegs and holes.
Does that mean the pieces are not cut properly so that you can... Oh, no, you did have the guy next to it, right?
Yeah.
Not... Yeah, in sub-assemblies.
Yeah, it was all sub-assemblies. Beasts each separate, the yoke and the platform separate, and each of the crew separate.
Cool.
The crew, trying to put the crew on, there's the yoke there, the steering yoke, that is being held by the driver with the axe, and she's got 1 foot over the centre line and the other foot on the side of the front of the platform.
Okay.
And the holes are on the left foot and on the yoke, and they're very close together. I don't know if I didn't align them properly when I was building them, but there was less of a gap on the holes than there was on that. So I had to sort of tweak and push, and by the time that she went onto the platform, I'd rubbed half the paint off of her foot.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, that sucks.
I used the end of my scalpel to push the yoke in, so the yoke's slightly damaged at the bottom now, but not that you can tell.
Jeez.
So that's not a bit that you're going to be looking at.
So I understand now that you're saying it was a pain.
I pushed so hard because I'd done the yoke on the platform. Where the yoke meets the platform,
yeah,
there's a little bit right under there.
Okay.
Where it sort of cuts away a little bit, and there's a peg about halfway through. I pushed down so hard that came away from the bottom of the platform.
Jeez.
Even though I'd poly cemented it.
Wow.
Thankfully, it didn't snap anything.
Well, that is good.
So I could reapply the poly cement and then just get in and just it back up again.
Wow.
Everything else went together fine. Just putting the driver on was a pain in the hole.
I bet, yeah.
So that was that.
Wow. Okay.
What have we got?
So fun.
when I was doing some practice games for the event I went to on Sunday,
What did you drop?
I went to a different club, and they had a box full of just random sprues and stuff that had been donated to them.
Oh, what did you
So
find?
I managed to find a sprue
Ooh.
from the 2nd edition Age of Sigmar starter set, which literally just had the Stormcast Blister and crew on.
Cool.
So
Nice.
I've
Alright.
now got a 3rd ballista.
Nice.
And that's nice because, generally speaking, a Storm Host or a Sacrosanct Chamber will have
3.
blisters. So I've got.
But they never sell it 3. They only sell it 2.
They
so
sell. They sell the blisters individually.
Oh.
The ballista that comes in the starter set has, I don't know if you can see there, the front plate there has a full lion face beast mark
Okay.
on the front. The one that comes separately has a smaller beast mark and it's the same shape. It's just got a slightly different front plate on it. So
Okay.
that.
So
And
which one do you think is better? The smaller front plate or?
It's the same size, but the lion head's smaller.
Okay.
And I think I like the other one more.
Okay.
But I've got 3 now, so I'm not going to need any more.
Oh, that's good.
They're not that
nice.
They're not currently that great this edition.
But so people donate, and then you just go through and be like, "Oh, hey." Well, of course you're not grabbing. You're not grabbing
at the end of the
everything.
night, when everybody was putting stuff away, one of the guys who runs the club was like, "What's this box here?" Oh, and somebody's come over and gone, "Oh, somebody donated that."
Wow,
And they went through. It was like, "Hey, does anybody want any of this stuff?"
that's cool.
And I was like, "I'll take that."
Thank you.
So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
I had a night like the other week where I could not be bothered painting anything, so I put that together. And the last thing, let's get these 2. Oh, my friend printed me some objective markers for my 1,000 Suns.
I saw those. Oh my goodness. I didn't know I was so on point when I put the comment. That was awesome.
So I got some wizard hats.
Yeah.
I painted those up.
And so yeah, so and for Horus Heresy, which when you said that, I was like, that just makes no sense at all, because they're not like. Are they space wizard?
They're not in universe appropriate at all.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
they're all space wizards. So, also,
I thought that was really cool.
last week I got on Amazon and I bought like a small whiteboard.
Okay.
And this.
You need to move forward because the camera is just getting rid of it. It's like, no, I don't want to show you.
Well, it knows it's not my face. It's a big, sparkly blue wizard hat with stars and moons and glitter on.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I got home from the event on Sunday and my head was covered in glitter and the magnetic sheet at the bottom of my army tray was covered in glitter and my arms were covered in glitter and...
Oh yeah, that stuff, yeah.
It was a good time.
The kids, every time they use any freaking glitter, it's just everywhere. Yeah. But yeah. Cool. That's awesome.
Over to you.
Whew. So, well, did a couple of videos did one on 2D wall art using your 3D printer. Now I've got tons of it on my walls, which is freaking awesome. So I made a video about that because, well, I found a couple of that were already made that I really liked, and then there was a lot that I wanted and I couldn't find them, so I decided to do it myself. And then I figured I'm like, hey, maybe some people would like to know how to do it, so I made a video about how to do that. And yeah, so that was one of the video. I did an unboxing which went on up today. Which I did, like I said, I recorded 2 days ago. I worked on it yesterday, and then I overnight did the rendering and everything, and so yeah. And then I did a lot of terrain, but like a lot of things. So because almost everything that I tried is new, so this is why I've put it as basically going into a transition and segue. So
we're getting good at those.
Oh yeah. So last time I was making trees, so that was one of the first things. And then I decided I was going to make a board, which I started working on. And this is going to piss me off. I did the wrong thing. I'm going to have to. So I started making a board. So carving the board in high density foam, and then working on getting some so I tried Sculptamold for the first time. I don't know if you ever used that. So Sculptamold is a mix of basically paper pulp and plaster of Paris. So okay. You put it on, it looks like cottage cheese, and then once it's on, then you basically shape it in the form that you want, so that you can create. Well, it's not really papier mâché because it hardens to like rock solid.
Okay.
Because of the plaster inside.
Right.
And yeah, it's so I've done that around some of the hills that I've made and on the board. I also did a mold in aluminum foil for, again, making rocks with plaster of Paris this time. So what you do is you put 4 foil sheets of foil together with PVA glues in between, stack them up so that then you have a thick aluminum sheet. You fold this, you crumble it to do the rock texture, and then you fold the side, and then you pour your plaster in it, and then you demold, and here you go. You've got yourself a basically a giant rock face. Then, because it's plaster of Paris, you break it up into small pieces, you put them against the side of whatever you want to do, and you do a cliff face or rock face. So I did that as well with it. So that was another thing that I tried, because I've never used plaster of Paris before. If you do, apparently that stuff is carcinogen, so it's really nasty. So I was wearing a mask the whole time that I was using that plaster of Paris, because the powder thing, you don't want that in your lungs, basically. It's just a quick side note. So I did that. Then I decided I was gonna make my own flock. So So we have, well, because my wife works a lot, she does a lot of like she made tables and she made our office and all that stuff. So we have a lot of not wood chips, sawdust. And so I basically took the sawdust, went through a sieve, then put some paint in it, and tried to get some flock. Now, I was not really happy how it turned out, because it was too big.
I can think of a couple of issues with that off the top of my head, yeah.
No, but I mean, flock used to be done in sawdust.
Yeah.
Way before they did it in like foam. Now it's done. So yeah, no, it works great. The problem is it was just too big, even after sieving it and everything. So I went into the thrift shop and I bought a $4 coffee grinder, and I started grinding the hell out of the sawdust, and yeah. So it went through the grinder once, and I tried it on a piece of terrain, and it's still freaking big. So I'll have to go put it through the grinder another probably couple of times, I would say. And I need to do a lot more sawdust, like a different color, something a lot darker, because I think it's just too vibrant.
Yeah, you want 2 or 3 different colors.
I have already 3 colors in there. I got what they call Christmas tree. I've got kind of a lime color.
Yep.
Which is, how do they call it? Let's see. Spring green. I've got Christmas.
Yeah, right.
I got... shit. What did I kill? I got Christmas tree. And then I did another color, which was nutmeg brown with the Christmas tree to do something darker. On the recommendation of my wife, which she was right, is a much better color. And I actually probably will do that again, but with a lot of brown and a little bit of Christmas tree, so that it's a lot darker. Like kind of burnt grass color is what I'm looking for. So yeah. So that's gonna be my next step. Is gonna be make some more, grind the other one a lot more. Let me just grab it. It's not too... But yeah. I made like a proper tub of it. So yeah. It's, like I said, it's half the size of what it was before, but it's still 10 times too big. So I'll go through the coffee grinder. I mean, that's the whole point of the coffee grinder, is to...
Back to the grinder with you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. What else? I mean, I tried a lot of stuff, like literally. Oh, and I did some ground cover. So my ground cover, I can grab that too. Basically, this is tile grout and super fine sand.
Yes.
And so that's gonna be the base of my terrain for my board, because like this I can basically, what you do, you put it down, and then when you're you put your PVA everywhere, you sprinkle that on, you put IPA alcohol mixed with water on top so that it soaks it, and then you put your PVA mixed with water on top of that, and that grout will turn rock hard, and so then you have a terrain that's just rock hard. And then if you put not the same level everywhere. It actually makes those natural undulation of terrain, which is, I think, really cool. So that's definitely where I'm heading towards. I wanted to do charcoal and earth, like getting some dirt from outside and putting it in the oven. But, well, first of all, there's a lot of snow, so it's kind of hard to find a piece of a piece of ground that is not. I found one while walking the dog in the middle of nowhere, where it's like a construction site that's not gonna be active for, well, another few months until it starts coming down. They have a nice pile of gravel, which I'm not gonna touch, but they also have what they dug, sorry. So they put it on the side, and there is some, like, just the earth of what was there, which is a lot better. It's probably crap for construction, but it's a lot better for what I want to do it. So yeah. I wanted to use that and the charcoal tile grout, but the charcoal tile grout was not available. So then I went for the haystack tile grout, which is the same color as my sand, which I already had. So I will use that, and I will probably put some brown on it once it's all dried and everything. So yeah, I mean,
Ink that bad boy up.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just been crazy. Yeah, So I did a lot. Yeah, I did a lot of stuff like that where, yeah, it's just terrain, lots and lots and lots of terrain. So just been having fun with that. And yeah, it's going back to and I did some wheat field and hay bale using a doormat.
Mm-hmm.
The old doormat technique. So I did that. I used the shaving of the mat to do a hay bale. So yeah.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
It's the
most basic stuff you can.
The old classic techniques.
Yep. There you go. Like, stunk. That's it.
Fought over many a doormat in my time.
And that's perfect. And then I did my hay bale, which I have not. I need to spray it again because it's not completely. Well, yeah, you see, like, pieces coming up, but so I need to spray it again to just stick it a little bit more, and then cut it and put it in shape. So yeah, I've made some bases because I want to do. I want to do some hedges. So I'm working on that as well. And I tried
some hedges and brocage.
Yes, exactly. And I've got some lichen, and I've got some Spanish moss, and the coconut fiber liner thing for plants. So I got all those, so I can try a few different techniques as well for that. So yeah, having fun with terrain. Basically, that's if you want to remember some, like, basically that's what I've been doing. Just a lot of terrain, and yeah, it's how I started in the hobby. Like, I was painting a little bit of minis, but I made a lot of terrain. But it was stuff that, like, walls made out of little tiny bricks, from foam and things like this. But I never made anything, like, I never made any fields. I never made any like edges or anything like this. So all this is just like new stuff that I'm trying, and I'm really liking it. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm looking, but yeah. Well, I finished my warehouse. I don't know if you've seen that one. So yeah, I did the objective markers. I don't know if I did this. I had done that before, right? The objective markers for.
No idea.
Yeah,
Oh
well.
yeah.
That I had done before. So yeah, and that's like that's pretty much that's it in a way.
Productive.
Well, yeah, and like I said, like trying new stuff. It was fun. Like it's fun trying new things. Like some stuff works, some don't. Like the trees, like I did last time. Like the trees, some stuff did work, some stuff never worked. Now the board, I'm looking at it, and I think that one side, I have some rocks that are 3D printed. I'm gonna get rid of those because I want the space. I carved a river, and then I put like a little mount on the side, and then I decided I was gonna carve a waterfall out of that. So I'm gonna have to work on this. How? I have no freaking idea right now.
Are you going to be playing with resin?
Yes.
For the water.
Oh yeah. The entire river is gonna be resin. Yeah, that I've done. I've already done resin for my diorama that I did for.
Oh yeah, Luke X-Wing.
Yep, exactly. So that was one of the first time I used like proper resin, and yeah, it was quite something. Now I know that there's a few technique like people use for making the waterfall. Some people use the water effect from Vallejo or Woodland Scenic.
Various other places, yeah.
And so what you do is you put it on a piece of glass and you shape it on a piece of glass. Like you make basically a giant band. Like whoop on a piece of glass, and then when it's dry you remove it and then you put it sideways. Whoop, and here you go. You have your waterfall. And then on top of it you can use like Mod Podge and things like this to make waves and things. So that's one of the technique. Another one is using I've seen people use toilet paper soaked in PVA because it makes the white water, basically.
Yeah.
So they use it sometimes. So what I want to do is the board itself. So there is two tributary meeting and coming into one bigger river. So I want crossing in each of the tributaries and then one in the main river. So how do you call those? You know, like where the water is...
A ford.
A ford?
A ford is where you cross a river.
Okay, where it's like the water is higher and going usually faster, like those...
Oh, rapids.
Well, not rapids, but the passage à gué, we call it in France, which is like where basically where you can cross that river there because it's shallow.
Yeah, a ford.
Okay, yeah, so...
yeah.
It's not a bridge, but yeah, okay, so...
Yeah.
So that's basically what I want to do, like 3 of those. And then I will have, anyway, some bridges. Well, a removable bridge, so that you can actually put one on top of it, and then it will be a bridge, but it's still gonna be like 3 ways of crossing. And then the little waterfall is going into one of the smaller tributaries, so yeah. So that's kind of my plan, and then on the other side, there is 2 hills kind of thing that are facing kind of the same direction, because I didn't want them facing each other. So they're sloping the same way, which makes more sense. So yeah. And then I got a little thing in a corner, which I now realize I'm like, no, that needs to go. But it's glued with Gorilla Glue. And I tried pulling on it, and it's not moving. So I'm going to have to...
Yeah, the Gorilla Glue is doing its job.
Yeah, for foam, holy moly! And it's like the basic one, not the CA glue, Gorilla Glue, but the the old school glue, the one that's yellow that takes forever to freaking dry. But man, it's strong. So I need to remove that piece, which probably is gonna leave a hole. So now I'm wondering if I should do a little marshy thing going on. You know, like a little bit just like shallow, crappy water with some little plants and stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So
sounds like a board I would play on.
Well, and this is the thing, and this is why, I mean, it all ties up together this week. It's just crazy. So this is what we did for, well, so you tried.
I went to my first event in 2.5 years.
There we go. So, because you did this, I am actually going to move into the main topic, because you're going to talk about your event for the main topic.
Yep.
So, the topic that because of all this, what I started thinking, and I'm like, well, so he went to an event, there's probably some really nice boards there. I'm wondering what kind of boards he played on. And then I'm making a board myself. And basically, they all just went into, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can talk about. So my idea was talking about terrain. Now, for me, there are 4 levels of terrain, and this is what I've put on the thing. And I think that most people will agree. I don't know if...
Where did I put the streak poll so I can talk about the results that we went through?
So...
I pinned it in our secret squirrel chat.
So, the first thing is you have a piece of real estate. I will not even call it a board or a mat, or you just have a table that is the proper size. And what you do is basically you just put cardboard boxes and cubes, wooden blocks, and crap like that to represent terrain. Now, yes, it works.
I have opinions.
But I think that most of us will be like, are you effing kidding? Well, no. Okay. It has its place. And I think it had its place in trying a new set of rules that you don't know if you're gonna be going for or not.
That is
the only
kitchen table,
yes,
sort of stuff when you're first getting into the hobby and you've got nothing else to play it with. Then
that is okay.
Then you do the sort of stuff that people my age did when we were getting into the hobby, where we got a flock sheet or a green bedcloth or something, and you put a load of books and random stuff under the cloth so that you've got hills, and you use other boxes and drinks bottles as buildings and stuff to play on.
Yeah, no, and that makes sense. Again, like you said, if you have nothing, or again, like if your terrain, I mean, even if your terrain doesn't matter, like you're doing Age of Sigmar and you're wondering if you want to go to Kill Team, just take your freaking Age of Sigmar terrain. Does it matter? No, it doesn't freaking matter. Oh, it's it's something that
we've been trying to build up our specifically fantasy terrain collection at the club, as we've been building up our Age of Sigmar player base. But up until that point, we were using all of our medieval terrain. Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Like, you can always find something that will...
Yeah, there's enough immersion with the medieval terrain that you can go, And we've got some generic terrain as well. We've got some jungles, we've got some rocky desert stuff. So you can get yourself a terrain board that doesn't like signpost itself as I belong to this game system.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that again, like you said, like you need to have, like, if you have a club and things like this, then yes, you can get to that. But like, even like I said, if you wanna get into a different set of rules of what you usually plays, and you wanna just try out the rules and see if that's something that you're gonna enjoy, and you can put whatever terrain on it. Hey, look at this. This is now a radio tower. Yeah. Well, it's not. It's a freaking farm. Well, no, it's a radio tower. Just play it as if it's an objective of, who cares? Like, for trying rules, it's fine. Now, would you want to play on that all the time?
Yeah.
Nope.
For people starting out collecting terrain for their own, like, home use, I would say
generic.
Get some generic stuff that you can use across multiple systems. And then buy one or two pieces that are specific to stuff that you're interested in.
Now, there's also a lot of games that do come out with their terrain, which I think that's pretty cool. Like Kill Team, like
all the
War
Kill
Cry
Team boxes, all the War Cry boxes.
The War Cry boxes, I think, are really cool because the terrain that they come with is really it's really nice,
gorgeous.
And then you're done. Like, you don't even have to worry about terrain anymore. Well, nope. You still need to paint that shit and just do all that stuff. But it's not as bad. Like, it's pretty straightforward. Even if you do like a basic, I mean, you could just do prime color, like prime dark gray, and do a zenithal highlight light gray, and you're freaking done. Like,
these walls, I painted them grey.
We don't see it, but yeah, there we go. It decided to. You're disappearing, man.
I will hold it up to this camera.
You're David Copperfield.
It's grey, and then I put an Agrax wash over it, and then I dry brushed it white.
Yep, that's it. I mean, like, all my 3D printing terrain, and like, let me just see if I can grab a tower or something. And I've like, those terrain is for Star Frostgrave. Ruined terrain. Yeah. Like a ruined building.
You can use that for anything.
A ruined fountain. Yeah. Again, hey, 40k. You arrive on the planet, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Here you go. Ruined fucking things. Put a couple of skulls on it. You're done. That's it. That's 40k. Same thing for, like Age of Sigmar. You want to play with this? That's fine. Probably I'm going to use them for the Silver Bayonet. Hey, look at that. There's a ruin in the middle of the woods. I actually just, like, you can, like, for some stuff that needs, like, snow or things like this, you can just put cotton. Like, some people do that, like, put some little bit pieces of cotton on it, and it looks like, hey, there's snow on it. Now, you don't have to put permanent snow on the thing so that you can use it in other games, but if you want to use it in, like, Forcegrave, for example, I could put some little bit of snow on it, and it's not permanent snow. You can even use that, they make those, what it's called, like Christmas villages.
Yeah.
And they have those snow things.
Snowflock.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Snowflock.
And you put it on top, you don't glue it, and then at the end you just shake it, put it back in the box, done. Like, so yeah, you can do stuff like this. It's not, like, it's, once you start with terrain, it's not difficult. Now, the second level for me was, what did I put? scatter terrain. So that's kind of what we're talking about. So you have a little bit of scatter terrain and basic stuff. Again, it doesn't have to match necessarily what you're doing, but hey, it's good enough and it makes it a little bit more immersive. Now, the third, and I think that this is it's the one that most people said they would like to be the bare minimum to play on, is a mat and then scatter terrain. But specific, and basically specific scatter terrain. Now, games like Marvel Crisis Protocol, they come... Well, first of all, they made a lot of boxes that are terrain. Yeah. Where you have Daily Bugle, some... Like, I got two Daily Bugle thing that came in. You got a container for a construction site. You have some vehicles and things like this, and they came out with also some mats, which are street mats, where they basically show you, you know, like it's some random generic street.
Hello.
That you... What?
I'm back.
Oh. Damn it. So, was I talking to myself? For
about the last 25-30 seconds.
Here we go. You're back. That's it. You're back. Cool. Awesome.
Sweet.
That's going to be fun to edit again.
I heard you talking about containers.
So, alright, so, yeah,
Skype died.
So I was saying, Marvel Crisis Protocol, they have, you know, containers, terrain, and everything, and then they have the boards that goes with it. So, some generic piece of street or something similar, where it's basically, hey, you know, this is not New York. And they made them a little bit cartoonish, which I think they look, you know, they look fine. But yeah, it goes with the style of the rest of the thing, and it's a really nice mat. Now, I know I have a whole bunch of mats. So I have one which is a giant. Basically, it's all just tarmac. It's like a 3x3 tarmac, where you have like oil stains and little, you know, grids and like manhole covers and stuff like this spread across, but there is no street. So what you do is, and I have boards of like corner streets. So when you put those on there, then you divide. You make your... Those are my sidewalk that I can put on, and all of a sudden, the tarmac that's everywhere becomes the tarmac of the street, and it looks awesome. So I have that. I have a sci-fi one, I think, for that looks like kind of like cyberpunk. For again, like for Marvel Crisis Protocol, for like space cities and things like this, but will work for a lot of other games. I have one for Frostgrave, which is well, and I think it was made for it because it's like frozen, and you have a little bit of cobblestone showing at certain places that looks kind of destroyed and everything. So to go with
we've got one of those for our club.
Yeah, to go like with the whole thing of it's Frostgrave. It's whatever the name. I never remember the name of the city, but anyway, so it's that city completely ravaged, blah blah blah, and that's pretty much what it is. So yeah, and I have a bunch of mats, and with just those pieces of terrain that I've made that are very simple, all of a sudden you have a mat, some really nice scatter terrain, and it looks awesome on the table, and it looks a lot more immersive. And I think that for me, for any event, should be the minimum. Now, what kind of terrain did you play at the event? Was it at least that? Like, a nice mat, and some nice terrain.
Just to rewind a little bit.
Okay.
There was a event in London a few years ago, in the before times. There was the London GT. So
game tournament.
Grand tournament.
Grand tournament. Okay.
And the London GT is basically an umbrella for various people to run tournaments in the same venue, but each tournament is organised by different people.
Okay. Do you need to bring your own stuff, or do they also provide the stuff?
The people running each individual event are in charge of supplying everything for that event.
So what do they do then? They just provide the space.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
So the London GT as a organisation books the whatever hall that they were in.
Okay.
A few years ago, the 40k GT just had L-shaped pieces of insulation foam.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah. I heard about this.
Literally nobody was happy.
Yes, I heard about this one.
So, a rare occasion of the wargaming community coming together with one voice and everybody being upset about the same thing for good reason. The next time they ran it, they had proper terrain.
Okay.
So,
UP, good job.
We'll not put the boot in too hard for the sins of the past on this particular occasion. But
that just that's unacceptable. That's basically level 1 of what we were saying.
Yeah.
For a freaking tournament. That just makes it just
The step up from that is previous tournaments I've been to at Warhammer World.
Okay, yep.
So at Warhammer World, they use, unsurprisingly, Games Workshop's Realm of Battle boards. Or they did last time I was there. I believe currently they've got neoprene mats and stuff.
Those are nice.
It's either neoprene mats or it's the cardboard mats that they produce that have just been glued down to a table.
Okay.
I have not been since everything reopened, so I would not be able to confirm firsthand.
Okay.
Yeah, previously it's been the Realm of Battle boards, which have been painted
that's nice. That's really nice.
But they are hills, and they expect you to use their bases, so everything slides down the hills all the time. And because they're providing at the time they were providing 80 odd tables. There was 4 or 5 big bits of terrain on a 6x4.
Okay.
So it's pretty open.
Yeah, that's not very dense.
Just not ideal for a lot of the game systems.
Yeah. For sure, yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so what did you play on this event
at
then?
Attrition,
Yep.
we had, what was it? It was like a 40-something player event. So there was... not everybody turned up, so... And not all the spaces sold, so there were 18 tables.
Okay.
So, Attrition have got... they've got a load of neoprene mats.
Nice.
And they've got
good scattered terrain.
Each of those mats has a name, and connected to that name is a big plastic bin filled with terrain.
Oh.
So they've got specific terrain
for specific mats. That is cool.
So
that is a nice foresight. Yeah.
One of their mats, one of their terrain pieces, they 3D printed a crashed Warlord Titan.
Nice.
So that's the 3-foot high resin miniature that Forge World sell for $1,500.
Holy shit.
Forge World have got one of those tables as one of their feature tables at Warhammer World.
Okay.
And when they unveiled it, they were like, no, we didn't just grab a Warlord Titan off the shelf and render it down into parts for a board. This is all we used miscasts and stuff that didn't pass quality control.
Oh, nice!
And just chopped it up and made it into a gaming table.
Oh, that's nice.
I was like,
cool.
Yeah,
that works.
You might as well.
Yeah,
it's a lot of resin to be chucking in the bin otherwise.
Oh yeah. Damn, that's cool.
So the ones that I got to play on Sunday weren't like any of their quote unquote feature tables. But they do have some feature tables. They've got I think one of them's the Crimson Fortress. So they've printed this big fort that you've got like a big corner of, and it's covered in the buttresses are covered in guns, and they've got a ruined church that's covered in snow, and
no, that's nice.
There's legally distinct Mos Eisley.
Nice. Well, and that's that was so they did. I'm following a little bit for because you're talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm following a little bit the Fifth Trooper podcast, and there is another one which like some rubble something, and they actually did an event in, I think it was New York or somewhere up there, northeast, and they they had, and they were talking about the terrain and everything, and they had one one was and like there's some guys that did that too in tabletop, on the tabletop.
Yeah.
The
on tabletop.
ATT. Yeah. Completely like I was like, what the hell? That was crazy. Like that.
If you've got access to a big printer, printers go brr.
Yeah, exactly. And then like they had tables where one was Sheriff, the like the from Rogue One, and with the landing platform in the middle and a whole bunch of stuff. Like it's just like crazy good.
Yeah.
And I've seen most of those before they talked about the event. I've seen them on their on the Legion webpage, because they were it's people doing those, and then they brought them there, and I was like, oh man, some tables were really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool.
A lot of AOS events will tend to have 6 to 8 decent sized terrain pieces, and then 3 or 4 bits of scatter.
Yeah.
Horus Heresy stuff tends to be 7 to 8 ish big pieces and some scatter. Different games use different amounts of terrain.
So, no, for sure. Yeah.
Like a lot of the shooting.
But
games.
So you were happy about what they used, like what they had.
Yeah.
It was nice.
The train there was nice.
Okay, cool.
it's the second time I've been to an event run by these guys. But
if anybody from who organized this are listening to us, like kudos and just great job all around, because that's from it's difficult for sure to have tables that, and like so many tables, this is the thing, like 1 or 2 is fine. When you start needing 18, that's when it starts getting,
I mean, I
difficult to
believe
organize.
that they're a gaming club, so they're not just event hosts. So
they're probably
if you're a gaming club, then you just I don't think they're a gaming club at the hall that we were in.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had a transit van out the sides that they were offloading and unloading everything to at the beginning and end of the day.
Wow.
So,
well, kudos on the organization. So
I mean,
definitely.
Running an event is something I would like to do at some point, because the hall that we use for our club is big enough that we could get like a 40 odd person event in there.
Cool.
If we had the tables and we had the train, so building up to that is something I would like to do.
That would be nice.
Might be a few years off, but it's definitely something I've got in the back of my mind.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, from what I've seen, you're involved enough into that side of the hobby that you've got the club and everything, and you're doing a lot of things for them, and so I think that's definitely something that you could work on. So.
Yeah,
cool.
Because we had over the summer we had I invited somebody from another club over to play with us. He was like, "Oh, you guys, your hall is really big. You could do an event." And I was like, "It's in the back of my head, but."
Yeah, that's cool. Nice, very nice. Well,
just need to get all our 40k train painted.
Yeah, and then we get So then we get to the last items on the list, which is a fully immersive board. Now it can be,
which is what you're building.
Which is what I'm building. Yes. Which is just like it. So I thought about making it modular, and then I thought that I have a life, and I intend to still do stuff. So no, because that can be just it's a whole different kind of worm, because then you need to have each piece that match every other piece of every possible angle, blah blah blah. I know. Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. And because it's the first board that I'm doing, definitely not. But again, like, I don't think I'm doing really a fully immersive board, because most of the terrain, like, it's gonna be it's an improved mat is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's sold, because the rest of the terrain is gonna be stuff that I'm gonna put on top. I am not gonna put like trees everywhere. I'm not gonna do that. Like, I want it to be so that I can put modern buildings, or I can put ruins, or I can put medieval stuff, or I can put, like, it does not matter. When you start doing like, and I don't know if you're Geek Gaming, Luke APS, whatever, he changed name so many times. He does terrain. Is in the UK, and he does terrain, and he does amazing stuff. And he did a board which was a trench board, and that's basically it. Like, it's a trench board. There's trees and edges and things, and the way they are, it's just the way it's gonna be. Yeah. Like, there is no modularity. Now, he's done tons of modular boards, and he does a lot of modular terrain and everything. But this board was commissioned, and he made like it's a snapshot of a moment and everything. So the problem is when you start playing on this, like you can turn it and you can be like, okay, so I'm coming from that side and you guys are coming from that side. But those are more like, for me, they're more, here's a diorama.
Yep.
And we're going to put soldiers on it and everything. And we're going to make a, we're going to tell a story with that board. And that's kind of like, that's what those kind of boards are for me. Now, you can make what I'm doing, which is, like I said, rivers, some hills and stuff, and that's it. Now, you can turn the board whichever way. You can come in through different way. You can put buildings and, like, pieces of terrain like this one, like I did. Like, you can plop that anywhere you want. There's a little bunny. There's even a little bunny and a bird in the tree. You can plop this anywhere you want on the board. And depending on where you put it, it's going to be a different board.
Yep.
And that's kind of like the whole point. So, and this is why I think that the piece of terrain that I've put, that I was telling you that I want to move, it's a 3D piece. And I think that I can just have it as a movable piece that I can pluck anywhere I want. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like, yeah, so it's an improved mat. This is what I was saying. Like, for me, that's kind of like, I think that's the best of both worlds, because you have something that's a lot more immersive, because it's undulated and it looks more alive and everything. And then you plot your terrain on top of it, and all of a sudden you have a play area that looks freaking awesome and everything. Well, again, it's my first board, so I don't expect it to look that great. But it's going to be better than a mat. This is what I'm going with it. And that's just kind of like all I want. Is it going to look better than a mat? If it does, I'm happy.
No, but I do like going up to Warhammer Worlds and playing on their feature boards, which are that kind of one build and it's done sort of stuff.
Oh, that's fully... Okay, so that one is just like... It's static. Like, you cannot move the pieces and all this. Okay.
They've got...
But they're awesome. Like, they are level... Yeah.
Last time I was there, they had... In the before times, they had 5 or 6 feature boards.
Okay.
So most of them were 6x4s, and there was one which was 12x6.
Okay.
Which has a giant road down from one corner to one corner with a bridge in the middle, and there's trench works facing each other across both sides of the bridge, and that's the one you go to if you want to have a 4-way or 6-way game with your mates. And you've got like the crashed Warlord Titan, and there's an AOS one which was a massive crypt with a river of souls coming out of it.
Yeah, but those are again, one of
the first times I went there, they had Minas Tirith.
Okay.
As in the whole city of Minas Tirith.
Holy okay.
It was like 8 foot tall.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that must be
that
impressive.
Has gone somewhere. I don't know what happened to that because it is not in their exhibition either. So
did someone
I would be really sad if that went in a skip.
Yeah, do you think someone bought it or?
No, it never went in a skip.
I hope not. Yeah. No, you don't. Like, this is the thing. Like, you go to...
I am convinced that it got overused and broken, and they just went, fuck it, and chucked it in the skip.
Oh, you don't. You get, like... Okay, so this guy, Luke APS, like, Luke... Geeks Gaming, whatever. His channel changed a little bit. He actually had a 20-year-old board, like to just basically just renew it, and he spent a lot of time just working on it and getting, you know, like reflocking it and all that, and that's what you do. Like, you don't.
If anybody in the comments can tell us what happens to the old Minas Tirith board.
I hope they didn't.
That was it, Warhammer Worlds.
Oh god, that would be
Please let me know so that we can be happy again.
Yeah, that would, if they chucked it, that would be just wrong.
Yeah. And they've got a couple of Necromunda boards which are, I think they're 4x4s.
Yeah, okay.
But they go like, they've got massive amount of verticality to them as well. So
Necromunda just likes its vertical thing, so yeah.
But yeah, for stuff like Titanicus, you've got to go into the Forge World shop and go, can we have the Titanicus terrain, please? Because it's a different scale to everything else, so you don't just leave it out on the boards all day.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem also, like, games that are different scales.
Yeah, I
mean, this is the
good thing about
Marvel.
Just about going to Warhammer World is it's all like 32 mil, apart from Titanicus and apart from Aeronautica Imperialis. But they've got terrain for that.
Oh yeah,
it's just in a cupboard.
Yeah, no, it's one of the issue with Marvel, that Marvel Crisis Protocol is 40 mil, so it's a bit oversized.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, other than that, well, and again, like,
in a really awkward scale, so that nobody can find terrain for it.
Well, actually, you can. It's the O scale for train.
Right, train stuff.
Yep. So all the train buildings and all this, you can just grab it, put it on the table, and it works for Marvel. So that's is a weird choice, and I think now, if they were doing it now, I don't think they would go that scale. And I've talked about it before. I think that the only reason they went that scale was the level of details and what they wanted to do with the Marvel. And they did not have the know-how to do it in like 32 heroic mil, you know, like basically like 40k. Like, they could not do this level. They did not have the technique and the know-how and the expertise to do it in that. And so the only way they could basically shape what they wanted was to do the stuff in 40 mil. But yeah, we'll see. They won't change now, but I mean, again, like, the models are really cool for that because they're so big that, you know, you get stuff like this dude. Holy shit, he's so big. And he's freaking, I mean, the details on it is just incredible. So yeah,
he's a large boy.
Yeah, but so the terrain, like, some people, you can take 20 mil terrain, 28 mil terrain, and they just look a little bit big on it. Or you can take, like, if you print it yourself, that's
the slider up.
Well, and if you go to Corvus Game Terrain, he actually tells you, hey, if you want to use it for normal 28mm game, just print it 100%. If you want to use it for Marvel Crisis Protocol, print it 127%. And you will have your scale right. And that's it. Now, if you want to have something that will work for both worlds, then do 110, 115. It's a bit big for 28. It's a bit small for Marvel. It works. It's probably the Star Wars probably Legion scale, because Star Wars is 32, so it probably works well with Star Wars. I mean, like, this is the thing. Like, you could do a lot of Star Wars terrain and use it for Marvel, and that probably would not look that different. So yeah, again, like it's the good thing, and I think that this is something that terrain has shifted a lot because of 3D printing.
Absolutely.
Because you can do stuff. What was I looking at? AverageCrafts. Do you know that one?
I've heard of them, yeah.
Yeah, the Canadian guy. He was doing a lot of like D&D before, and a lot of the stuff that I built, the few first things that I built was following his tutorials and stuff, and building like walls and ruined terrains and stuff like this. Which I got my scales completely wrong when I did, but yeah. I built a house and it's complete. Well, actually, probably works with Marvel, but it's completely wrong for everything else. It's completely out of scale. But anyway, one of the latest things that it did was, one of the latest video that I've seen. I don't know if it's the latest things that he did, but it's a Warcry board, and basically, he did the board, and Warcry is pretty small, like it's 24 by 30 or something like this. Like, it's pretty small. And what he did was 3D printing some ruins, columns, and archways and things like this. Plug that on. Oh no! It was it Geek Gaming? I don't know. Well, one of the two. And that's what they did. Like a board, put some columns and things like this. Build a board around it, like Flock and all this, boom, and they had a board. And then you can put more terrain on it, but you have like a terrain base that's unmovable, and it already looks cool before you even put anything else on it. So, and I think a lot of things like this now can be done. I mean, I've printed the terrain that I showed before with the little rabbit and stuff. The tree I made, but the big rock is actually 3D printed. The other rocks are real, the other gravel is real. But like, you can do a mix of 3D printing it and just basic like real like old methods of building terrain, and it works. And building especially now, it's so easy. Like Victorian house. Free on Thingiverse. Like crazy. Like, this dude made this, and he made an entire, like, a giant Victorian building on Thingiverse. The warehouse that I did, free on Thingiverse. Now I have a building there that's from Corvus, not like that one. I pay for it. Well, my construction site, which I need the weather to get a little bit better, because that one, I can prime small pieces in the garage, it's okay, but that one I will need to spend probably an hour non-stop blowing out of the can, and it's gonna have to be outside, and it's gonna have to be pretty windy that day so that shit's go away from me, because that's gonna be nasty. So yeah, no. Until the weather gets better, I am not touching that one, and there's no way I can do it with my airbrush. I mean, it's just gonna it's gonna take.
You'd be there all week.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna use so much primer. That's not I'm not using my primer for this, because that's just gonna be it's just no way.
Go back to our what primer do you use episode. Pick some of the cheap rattle cans up from the
from an automotive
store.
The first thing that I want to do is I need to put it all together in levels.
Right.
And then do the primer filler to do all the layer lines and everything. That's probably going to take quite a while. Then I'm going to sand some parts of it, not all, but some parts of it I'm going to sand. Then prime it again with the same stuff. Probably sand again. And then put the color. And then the color, the way I want to do it too is masking, because I want the pillars to be like rust color.
Right.
Because usually that's how they are in construction sites. And then the bottom, I want it to be tarmac, cement color. So I need a gray and so I'm gonna have to do one, mask, and do the other one. Like I'll do everything probably concrete color. Then I will mask all the concrete, and then do the little. And that I might do with my other airbrush.
It's gonna take a while.
Well, the masking is probably gonna take longer than the actual freaking priming, but yeah, it's gonna take forever. The beams themselves I can remove and paint them separate, but there's some of them have like a little bit on the base, and so I'm thinking that I might just do I got another airbrush, which is the one with the reservoir on the bottom, and you don't control, you just open and it just sprays, and that is actually really good on terrain, and I think I might use that to just do some stuff with it, like paint some little smaller details and stuff with it. But yeah, it's gonna take quite a while, so I'm not. Yeah, there is no way I can do this in winter. I need to be able to open the. Bless you. I need to be able to open the garage and do all that.
I thought I muted that. Oops.
Well, you probably muted on the.
No, I saw Audacity to go.
It's okay. I can. No worries.
Fat look at the mute toggle on this does then. Yeah.
So yeah. I will see, but yeah, well, so all those, like, it's different. It's always like there's so many out there now, like Imperial Terrain if you're into Legion. Corvus game for me is my go-to for pretty much everything, because he's got some awesome terrain. I really like his terrain. So yeah, yeah. Other than that, I mean, like. Yeah, it's terrain is fun. Like if you're in a rut and you don't want to paint minis anymore, or you don't want to assemble, and you're just like you need a break from, and you want to continue your hobby streak and you don't know what to do,
smash some terrain out.
Build some terrain, do some terrain, have fun. I mean, like
the terrain is the third army.
Yeah,
Border's the third army. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, you can get.
If you've got a beautifully painted army, and your buddy's got a beautifully painted army, and the board looks beautiful, then you're gonna have a good
awesome.
time.
Yep. So yeah, it's we'll see, but yeah. So I started sculpt them all a little bit. I need to do the rivers. The river I still don't know how to do them. I don't know if I want to do the bottom of the rivers in sculpt mold or. I have no idea. Like, I'm not too sure yet.
While we're on the subject of that, people should go and check out a friend of mine, Tabletop War James, who has been building a modular Necromunda town.
Nice.
And he has recently done a jetty section.
Cool.
So there's a little boat that he's built in a little jetty, and he's been playing around with resin, filling that up and getting it looking nasty.
Oh, you putting some ink in it and everything, yeah.
It looks like sewer water, and
nice. That's cool.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, that's kind of that's how it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
good job.
just grab him before I forget. Right. We good on that?
Ah! Yep.
To the news!
To the news. Oh, and there's a news I forgot to put on there. I will need to find it. So if you want to go ahead.
Tisk.
No, because it happened like literally before we started recording. They dropped the news.
Let's just
which I need to. Oh, did I? Or did I put it in there? No. Okay, no. Well, if you give me a second, I can find it really quickly, and that's gonna be the first news. So we were talking on our Discord. I was asked how I did my marker, which honestly, there was a video dropping like 30 minutes before. But anyways, and so I did my markers by basically taking a base and taking some little pieces of what's it called? Terrain from the same guy that I use all my stuff, blah blah blah. Anyways, so I saw at that time that there was a Kickstarter for 3D printable basing bits, and I am gonna put the link so that you can take a look and see for yourself at the beginning of the news. There we go. Paste. Boink. Whoa. Did that work? No, that did not. That did not work. Okay. Let's try that.
Doing it live.
Copy, paste. There we go. Kickstarter.
Hey.
Stoink. So.
That's a Liam reaction.
It's a live reaction because it's 26 days to go. It came out.
We don't get We don't get a Liam reaction very often.
It's called Goon Master. And you have a whole bunch of stuff like plants, and you've got little frogs and little animals, and you got like, if you go down, you got like skulls and pieces of skeleton and little bricks and pieces of wall and fence, like pieces of fence and tombstones and pipes and boards and cacti and
bamboo and rope, bottles,
crystals, and there's some
money,
chains,
logs,
books. Yep.
pillars.
I mean, you've got tons. Ropes and shields and golden trees and pieces of trees and pieces of columns and pottery and
lightning,
parchments and what?
Lightning.
I missed the lightning. No, they're trees. Are they? There's lightnings? Well, I see smoke, but I don't see. Well, anyways. Like,
under the roses before the insurance.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Yep. And then, like, bags and rocks and plants and weird things and just, hey, a severed arm and foot and leg and hand and what looks like Red Skull face, and I mean, like, yeah. So the stretch goals are, I mean, I don't know how far he is. Oh, it already $672 goal, and he already raised 5,000.
Yeah.
So yeah,
3,729 pounds of £500 goal.
Yeah, and so the stretch goals were 750, 1,000 pounds, 1,250 pounds, 1,500 pounds, and 1,750.
Yep,
so I'm guessing that he already crushed all those. He's gonna have to come up with new shit. The pledge is £26 for pretty much all the bits you could ever want to put on bases. I don't like already just from what and he has the. It's funny because he has the. If you go down, he has the Yasashi Kyojin Studio, which is the one that I talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got some weapons there.
Where's the scroll bar gone?
Weapons model plus discount code. So I mean, yeah, he partnered with a bunch of people also to get, like bits and like other bits that you can do and get and so yeah, it like I said, like you get this. I hope, and I really hope, there is a non-supported version. Because he's like, 400, all supported version. I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but I don't want the supported version because my technique of shoving them directly onto the base, like I could make the little diorama that he put with the mushroom, the plant, and the frog on top of the log and all this. I can make this into a one piece and print that one piece on top of a base that I can either design myself or find with the dirt and stuff. I mean, like, yeah, I can do this without having to actually use any freaking super glue, which I hate. So this is the thing, like, this is what I'm thinking, and I'm like, I hope there is a whole part of it that's gonna be non-supported, so that I can do what I've done with the previous base and with my previous markers. But yeah, super interesting. And again, like, that's the kind of thing that you could not have done before.
No,
because I mean,
you'd be looking at going and getting like a load of like small metal casts or
like train things. But again, the train things are not the right scale. There's nothing that's that scale, like for 28. So some of it might look a little bit off because it's gonna be too big or something. Yeah, and I mean, like, I'm pretty sure you can find those like in some like you said, some metal cast or maybe some resin cast of some like obscure people somewhere.
So I know Bad Squiddo do little animals and stuff. It's part of
yeah, but then you get what? You get one animal, and then you glue it on a base and it's gone. Like, and you've paid £2 for it. Or $2 if you're in the US. So yeah, and so then what? Then you're done. Like, you cannot do anything else. And so the advantage of this one, and please go check my video, the technique that I've done, is that you can create your base straight from your slicer and look at it and be like, hey, I like that. And if you really want to push it, you have your 3D model that you want to put on top of that base. Just shove it on there. Like, I could probably do the whole thing, like one piece with the base and the bits and the guy on top, and done, printed. Like, this is for me. Like, this is so great. So anyway, so that dropped. Like I said, I saw the email in my box like a little bit before we started recording, which is why I just I had to put it in there. Now, my other bits of news. So, and I talked about this before. The Silver Bayonet Wave 2 is out. My video of unboxing is done and posted it today, where you will see the Russian, the Prussian, and the Austrian unit. And also, because they don't have a specific brigand range, models, they actually have on their webpage, Musket and Tomahawk, they did the Spanish guerrilla is actually brigands. So yeah, they will work great as brigands. So pretty happy with that. And then I got a doggy, which I don't know if I'm gonna use because I printed my Hellhound, which looks so much better. Then the other news is Firelock Games. So Firelock Games are the one who do the most famous one being Blood and Plunder.
Yep.
Which, I mean, you've seen the ship that they have?
Yeah. A couple of the guys at the club have Blood and Plunder bands.
Oh my goodness! Like those ships are like massive resin sculpt. They're huge.
There
cool.
was one time we played Blood and Thunder. We had no other games going on at the club, so we moved we didn't get any tables out.
Oh,
we just put train on the floor for islands, and we had some like Playmobil ships and stuff. So we used the whole that we used to hire as
nice.
I'll see him just play pirate ships all night.
That's cool. So they are very famous for this, and they just announced that they will do Blood and Steel. So Blood and Steel is a Victorian age skirmish combat game, which is basically in the same line as Blood and Plunder, and the other one is, well, I wonder if are they the one doing Musket and Tomahawks? I don't think so. That's North Star, but I don't know if it's... Well, anyways. Firelocks, they have a couple of others other than those.
Musket and Tomahawk is by Studio Tomahawk.
So yeah, so it's not... So Blood and Valor is the other one they do. Blood and Plunder. And then now they're going to do Blood and Steel, which is Victorian Age combat, which is kind of like what I'm doing right now. It's a little bit after, but it's Anglo-Zulu War, American Civil War, Spanish-American War, Second Seminole War, Maori Wars. So all those, and yeah, it's so a book will come out in February, which is now, and then shipping March to April. I don't know about the rest. But the figures, yeah. So, don't know. It doesn't look like they're gonna do a Kickstarter, which I know they did for the extension of Blood and Plunder. I don't know if they did for the initial Blood and Plunder, but I think they might have.
I think they might have.
Look at on the tabletop, because I know they're very chummy with those guys. So they'll probably have a whole bunch of stuff on it, and yeah. So that's. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I like Blood and Plunder. So yeah, we wait to see what they're gonna do with this one. But Victorian Age, it might be a couple of. I want to see what they come up with, because there might be a couple of figures that can pop up for the Silver Bayonet. So that would be pretty cool. Now, the next one is actually a digital release, and that's Anvil Industry. They do physical models, and they also do digital models, and those I think look really cool. They call them Republic Grenadiers, and let me when you look at that lady, like she looks badass, like with the gun that's almost as tall as she is. Like yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, and there's like if you look at in the foreground, there's a sniper. Yeah. That kind of look like one of those guy in the latest Kill Team. So I think they look pretty cool. So that's what I put them in there. That's their latest release. They're if you want to look at giant, weird looking robots with people inside, their latest. Well, if you go on Anvil Industry, their latest cast is just like the physical product that they sell. The latest one is those, like, some weird robot thing. So if you wanna, yeah, are you just copy pasting and going into
War Engine?
Yep. They look, yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Oh, that is a totally not a Sisters of Battle Penitent engine.
Yeah, no, yeah,
It's legally distinct.
It's legally distinct. But you've seen like the big one with the weird like guy inside cross armed and the freaking buzzsaw and all that. Yeah. So I think those. I mean, Anvil Industry. There are some cool sculpt. I am worried about their proportion compared to the rest of the stuff that I have. So I have not yet pulled the trigger on any of their stuff. And I think that, like they have a lot of bits that can be used on the stuff that they sell. Like they have physical bits that you can buy. They have digital bits that you can buy as well. And they can all be used on their models. But their models are chunky. I don't know if you see, like...
Yeah. No, I mean, just looking at those two images you've got in the notes, they're...
Yeah. Well, look at if you look at their page, if you go to their page, the main page, and you go down to feature product, like Gothic Vampire Bundle, that looks freaking awesome too. Like, yeah. Those big monster things, they look, yeah. I mean, like, they do some really cool stuff, but again, like, their characters, like, those look okay, but sometimes they look a bit too chunky for me. I don't know if it's just a render, I don't know if it's the things, or I would need to grab a digital one, like, just one character and see printed how it turns out compared to something similar size. But anyways, so I thought they were really cool looking. Then, so the guy that did Relic Blade, and so he did the rule, he did the artwork, and he did all the sculpting of all the minis for that game. It's just one guy. It's nuts. He came out with Sludge, which is kind of like turning 28. It's in the same kind of vibe. So musket, dark, not apocalyptic, but kind of like, yeah, it's like musket apocalyptic more for me. That's what I picture it as. It's like the end of time in the world of muskets. So it came out with the rules in Blaster Volume 3. I don't know if you know Blaster.
Nope.
So, Joseph McCullough, Ash Baker, Guerrilla Miniature Games.
Yeah.
This guy, which his name escapes me, and the guy that does Geistland, they release every... I was gonna say months, but I don't think it's every month. I think it's every couple of months or something like this. They released Blaster, which is they put extra rules for their games, extra scenarios, extra rules. They come up with a new game. So I think in Blaster 2 was the new rule set was the flying carpet battle done by the guy from basically a mix of the guy a mix of the guy from Relic Blade with the guy from Gasland. They got together and basically there's like wizard flying on flying carpets fighting each other by raising like stuff in the middle. Or maybe it was the guy from maybe it was Joseph McCullough, because it kind of like... Anyways, so he released Sludge in Blaster 3, and then he released with Blackside Studio, which, again, if you want some terrain, Blackside Studio makes some awesome MDF terrain. I don't know if have you ever seen their stuff? No?
I'm looking now.
Oh my goodness. You're gonna be in for a treat.
Terrain kits.
It's MDF, but holy... Well, Not yeah. Here we go. West Cedar Apartments, 84 Modger Street. That's all MDF. Like the trading company thing, that's MDF. They have like resin pieces that you can put inside, but the main buildings, like there's, if you go into terrain kit, you can do
Wizard Tower.
Yeah, the Wizard Tower. Yeah, I mean, you can do like modern, suburbia, and you will get like and then you got some scatter terrain. But suburbia, modern is just like, hey, here you go, houses and buildings, and even like they do like old barns and stuff like this, like a pool. And I mean, their stuff looks awesome. It's just for MDF, it's probably one of the highest level you can get in MDF. So if you're interested in terrain, just like this is, I was looking a lot of Blacksite Studio because if you look at,
it's no Sarissa, but
well, if you look at
or foreground.
Modern Midnight City is 32 millimeter, and it's kind of what I was looking at for Marvel Crisis Protocol before I had my printer, because they have massive buildings and dumpsters and they had a whole bunch of stuff. So that's one of the first website that I was looking at when I was looking at terrain for Marvel. So yeah, because 32 would work. It's a little bit smaller, but it would still work. So anyway, so they
pre-painted.
Is it pre-painted? That is a good question. I think it's. I don't.
Comes pre-painted on sprues.
Yeah. So they do. Yeah, it's
very interesting.
It's basic, but
it's pre-painted.
Yep.
Do like pre-painted.
Colors may vary slightly from the photos.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pre-painted.
Yeah, this is why, like, you're like, and you see the quality of it. It's not like, it's you would put, like, honestly, you put a wash on top of that, and you make it a little bit more dirty, and that shit will look awesome.
Yeah.
Like, really, truly, that's all you have to do. Like, so that's why, like, honestly, MDF, if I had to buy MDF, I would just grab some of their stuff. Like, that, it's just another level. But anyway, so they released with them,
excuse me,
the Blacksite Studio, they released the miniature for Sludge. One of the warband that you can get. The Keth Battalion. So there's one commander, one command, one mystique, one field gun, one saint, one crusader, 2 royal guard, 1 tribesman, 1 Talok rider, 1 set of sludge token and exclusive kit reference, blah blah blah. All that for $269, which is a bit pricey. But you get a full army and you can play the game right away if that's something. I mean, honestly, Grimdark is not something I'm a big fan of, but yeah. So
yeah, it's an aesthetic.
It's I mean, and again, like those minis are freaking, like, if you look at the Keth Saint, like, he's freaking awesome.
Oh, this is on Blacksite still, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you can see, like, his resin. If you go down, Keth Saint is like one of the big guy with the giant mace.
I'm looking at terrain still. What am I looking at?
Okay. Miniatures, Spectre, Mecha
cool.
Robot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, they do sci-fi minis. A post-apocalyptic. Nice. I mean, they do a lot of things, but yeah, it's all the sculpts are done by the guy that did Relic Blade, and he just does, like I said, he does everything, which is just incredible. This guy is so talented. I guess, yeah, he does the artwork, the story, the books, the everything, and he does the sculpt. Like, he sculpted those in a week. This entire army. Like, it's freaking nuts. Like, it's just crazy. It's just, like, surreal. So, yeah, he sculpted those, and they're doing resin casting them. So, yeah. Super cool. I thought that was, like, it just... Again, like, if you want to Turnip 28, that's probably something you want to look at because it's pretty close to that kind of atmosphere and that kind of dark, grim games. So that might be something that you might want to look at. So yeah, on to you, man.
Cool. Right.
What about your news?
I'm going to try and talk relatively quickly so we don't end up with a 2.5-hour episode.
Yeah, it's a...
So this afternoon when I got in and started picking stuff out for the
which one do I need to look at? The first one?
The first one, Warhammer Art have recently put a load of the classic book covers up, so you can get some classic Warhammer art pieces to hang up on your wall.
Nostalgia trip. Okay.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
It's artwork from the era that I got into Warhammer, so it's
it speaks to you.
That's like the one of the ones that they've got on that tweet is the picture that they've got there in the bottom right, the Eye of Terror Codex.
Okay.
That was the first time they did the 13th Black Crusade. That was a global campaign event that I got involved in, and I sent a couple of results in for that. So that's in there. So.
Are you gonna grab those then? Can you buy those?
Yeah.
Cool. So they're reprinting or?
They're selling posters.
So yeah, so they're reprinting posters from the old days, basically.
They're reprinting old art that was previously on book covers as posters.
Oh, nice. Okay, I see.
And stuff like that. So
cool.
A lot of the stuff in there. So they've also got things like the Horus Heresy map from the inside of all the rule books. They've got loads of classic John Blanche artwork. They've got a lot of the character art.
Blanchitsu! That I know.
Yeah, they've got a lot of the character art and covers from all the Siege of Terror and Horus Heresy books. And just lots of really good art that you can just have on your wall. It's
all right.
Yeah. What to do next? Friday we had Las Vegas Open. There was a small reveal for that.
See all of the reveals right there, right here.
Except clicking on that will get you to a page where you can then click through to separate other pages.
So, Eldari.
Eldar, Space Elves, Craft Sword Eldar.
It's Eldari. Why is there
Eldari.
an I at the end? Eldari. Okay. The reborn avatar of Cain needs another new wave of Eldari reinforcement.
Yeah. So.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, that's the big guy. Yeah. I've seen that one.
Yeah, he's got a couple of different heads. He's got a couple of different weapon options.
I didn't see the demon face head. Oh, that's pretty cool.
He's got a couple of different faces.
That's better than helmet. Oh, and the helmet with the 20 branches on it. Actually, not too bad either.
You've got that one, you've got that one, and you've got no head. No hat.
Yeah. Cool. Then underneath is death, I guess. It looks like the Grim Reaper.
Morgan Ra.
Dark Reapers. Okay.
Of the Dark... Oh, hello.
No, I'm still on the Aldari.
Yeah, I just had a message pop up going, "Your camera's on," and I was like, "Yes." So I was just checking to see nothing broke, and nothing is broken. Panic over.
Alright, so then you got the Dark something.
Dark Reapers.
Dark Reapers, okay. That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm not a big... As people know, not a big fan of GW, but that one I can see building and painting. That looks like that looks a cool model.
And then you've got all the jet bike dudes.
Yeah, the problem is they're super clean.
Yeah.
My painting is not that clean.
Lots of white.
Yeah, that's freaky. Yeah, they won't be they will not be white if I ever painted
white
those.
And panel lining. That's
yeah, no.
That's a masochist's.
They will be a
there.
different color. Yeah, for sure. All right, cool.
And then they got a picture under that of all the other stuff
that we saw before. Yeah. So
back to that.
Oh yeah, we're still on the. Oh man. Oh shoot! I closed the page. No.
Age of Sigmar. So.
No. But like the preview, like after that, they were talking about.
Yep. Then the next...
Age of Sigmar. Yeah. Arena of Shades. Is that the one?
Yep.
Okay.
There is a new battle box coming for Age of Sigmar, which is Daughters of Cain versus Night Haunts. And
Night Haunts is the ghosty boys, right?
Yeah. Night Haunt is the ghosty lads.
Is that new ghosty? Ooh.
As is tradition in the battle boxes, there is
a
new hero for each faction to entice you to buy the box.
Well, the ghosty boys I like the crossbow dude. They're pretty cool.
There is also.
Oh, that's the famous thingy that everybody was talking about, the whip thing.
Yep.
That everybody was saying, oh, it might be this or that.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, she can get
as is a break-in tradition,
helmet.
There is also a new unit for the Night Haunt, which is the Crossbow Boys.
Okay. Alright, so the Crossbow Boys are the new unit. The
Crossbow
guy
Boys
writing...
and the new hero are new for the Night
guy
Haunt.
writing with his third arm holding the torch. Okay, cool.
And Whip Lady is new for the Daughters of Cain.
Nice. Okay. So that's okay. And then after that is your stuff. Horus Heresy. What happened?
Yeah, so for Horus Heresy...
Holy shoes, he's big.
I would just like to point out to you, my friend, on his base there, beneath his right foot, is a Space Marine.
So that's how big he is?
So that is a 32mm Space Marine. That way.
So he's... Wow.
So he's
like as big as... Is he as big as your dragons then?
He is going to be taller with his wings up like that than Karazai.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big dude.
He's so that's be like on the same size base.
So what is that? That's like a $150 model?
Oh yeah. Probably more than that. If that was plastic, I would say that would be about £100.
Okay.
But that is going to be forge-weld resin. So that's going to be another 50 to £60 on top of that.
Okay. Oof.
The other thing for that is that, not that they mentioned that anywhere in the article, but they have changed the logo for the Horus Heresy game.
Ooh.
So the video that you've got at the top of there, if you play that through for like the first 5 or 10 seconds, it goes from like the Horus Heresy in a box to Warhammer, the Horus Heresy with the Eye of Horus symbol in the middle. Okay. So literally everybody I know who plays Horus Heresy was like, God damn it, just show us the new starter box already.
So you think there's gonna be a new starter box?
Oh, we've seen the contents of the new starter box. We've seen the pictures of the armies on the back of this new starter box about 8 months ago.
Oh.
But they're refusing to acknowledge it for some reason.
Is it another Cursed City? Where it's been delayed and shit because of something? And that's why they don't say anything, because they're...
Who really knows? So the next thing...
It's not like they're going to say anything, but...
The next thing, LVO, was a new Warhammer Plus show.
Yep.
Which looks like it's going to be very film noir and adult themed.
Okay.
They mentioned.
Okay.
After that, they had...
Do you have the Warhammer Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't watch any Warhammer Plus for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I binge through it all in an afternoon.
Yeah, that's me with Disney.
Yeah. Kill Team Nakmund is coming soon.
Yeah, that's
Eldari Corsairs versus something they haven't revealed, but if you click through all the links that they've been going, it says Eldar versus Chaos Space Marines in the HTML link. So I'm guessing it's Eldar versus Chaos Space Marines. But yeah, these are Pirate Eldar. So he's got an eye patch and a little Eldar bird thing.
Yeah.
So they're going to look cool.
Yep.
And the final thing on LVO was a animated trailer for the next Necromunda expansion.
A Necromunda
which
Ashways.
Looks like it's going to be outside the hive and possibly involve vehicles in some way.
Oh, in the wasteland kind of thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Looks like it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Alright. Leave the hive behind. Dun dun dun. So, a la Mad Max kind of thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Next piece of news is yesterday afternoon. They put out an actual roadmap for the next 4 to 6 battle times for Age of Sigmar. So we know that, surprise, surprise, the factions in the battle box that went up last weekend before, Ideneth, Deepkin, and Fireslayers, we know that their books are next. And in a move that shocked literally nobody, the next 2 battle times after that are the ones...
Oh no, nobody cares.
The battle times that are coming after that are the ones for the Arena of Shades battle box, Daughters of Cain and Nighthaunt. And after that, they've got... It's going to be an Order battle time and a Chaos battle time. Like, cool, right. You haven't actually told us anything. We could work that one out on our own.
Yeah.
But you've at least told us the factions for the next 2 that we don't know about.
Come on, do something, people.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. The next news piece that I've got after that was that there was a leak of the new avatar of Cain.
Oh yeah.
So they put a community post up for that going.
A leak.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are saying that's bull.
Somebody managed to take a picture of the PowerPoint presentation slides for the LVO reveal before the reveal actually went up. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got a
and then they decided to
they just
put it on anyway or something. Yeah. It's a bit. I don't know. I think they were trying to hype it up. But
subpoint that I put on that is the evolution of the Avatar of Cain model over the last couple of years, decades even. Mm-hmm. So you can see the...
I've seen that one. Yeah. With all the...
How it's grown
up. A lot
of
people were saying they were missing one or something, but yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. No, I think it was pretty cool because it started as a 32 model, 28 model, and now it's like...
Yeah, it's going to be about that big now.
Yeah, it's gonna be freaking huge.
But yeah, like the first picture they've got on that is a picture of the old one versus one of the new Greater Demons, and then no, it's the previous one versus the previous Slaanesh Greater Demon, where they're about roughly the same size.
Yeah.
And then the new Slaanesh Greater Demon is like twice the height and is standing like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the Eldar range has been updated, and
yeah, a lot of people are like what? Yeah, a lot of people started with them like 20 years ago, and they still have.
Oh, yeah.
So it took that long for them to update. So a lot of people are happy, but yeah, it's not.
Final news piece is a new Titanicus Titan was revealed. The Direwolf Heavy Scout Titan.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Which
it
looks
it's
going to be about that big. It was the same size, roughly, as a normal Warhound for Titanicus.
Oh, okay.
It's just going to be beefy, and
it looks
smaller arms and a volcano cannon on the back.
It looks the part.
Scary.
Yeah. That's the big freaking gun.
And the fun thing about the Titanicus Titans is they're all CAD designed. So
what do you mean?
When they started making Titanicus, they got the Warlord Titan, which had been CAD designed, and they got all the pieces, and they went shrink. And now we can chop that up and put it on a plastic sprue. And then somebody had the job of getting the Reaver and the Warhound Titans, and then converting that traditionally sculpted models from traditionally sculpted into CAD and shrinking it.
Cool.
But these new ones that they've designed on CAD, they can now and produce 28mm versions if they felt like it. In resin.
Which that would be like freaking.
That one, like... Warhounds are about that big.
Jesus. How many do you put on the table when you have like that size of thing? Like,
for 28mm or Titanicus scale?
28mm, like.
If you're playing quote unquote normal army sizes, you have one of them. A Warhound Titan is close to 1,000 points. Reaver Titan is...
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I see, yeah.
Around 2,000 points. A Warlord Titan is something like 3,500 points. And you normally... For Heresy, you normally play 2,500 to 3,000 point games.
Yeah, so you're like, you cannot even put it on the...
So... they're event games that you go, right, we're going to spend whole weekend playing this game. I'm going to have one of these, you're going to have one of these, and then we'll have another army at the same time.
Yeah. We'll have another 3,000 points next to it.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
But I encourage people to look up the Titan Owners Club.
Okay.
Because they put on events
where they do those
when there's less plague going on, where everybody brings down a 28mm scale Titan maniple, and they play Floorhammer with 28mm scale Titans.
Floorhammer means like on the floor.
Yep.
Nice. I never heard that one before. So cool.
And now Titanicus is out. They're playing 28mm scale Titanicus.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you can see shots of like one of these Titan walks,
nuts, man.
And you can go right. So that's about 10 grand versus about 10 grand, and there's about 500 quid's worth of scenery in the middle. And there's people wandering around moving these models in their socks.
Yeah. I
And
bet,
I'm like,
yeah.
I would be so anxious being in that room.
Holy shit, yeah. Wow. That's just nuts.
Yeah, so
Cool.
Titan Owners Club, check them out. They're nuts and
Yeah, well, yeah. If you
incredibly talented hobbyists at the same time.
they like big mechs and they cannot lie.
They certainly do. And that's it.
Oh,
That's us.
cool. Wow.
So I will wave what I've painted in front of the camera today.
How's
So
how's it looking?
I've done painted all the base colours for the silver work on the pillars. I've done also a couple of coats of the gold on the arches and around the statue. So there's a couple of bits I'm going to put a second layer of the silver on. Just to, it's big flat panels that I've done a thin coat on, so I need another go. And the orb in the centre that will connect in terms of the conceit of the game, that connects to the Nexus siphon that I previously painted and powers that. So the conceit is that you have one of these on each corner of your town and they keep the evil spirits and demons at bay.
Alright, cool.
So that is that.
Nice.
What have you painted, sir?
I have done pretty good progress on my supper. I've pretty much put the base coat on everything. I've done some highlighting as well on most of it, and I am doing some washes to dirtying them up, but it's pretty much twing twing. That's it.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, it's pretty much for me it's pretty much done. I'll do a little bit more, well, definitely the base, because the base is not done, but as far as I've been doing a lot of, like, my wash now has been more pin wash than anything else lately. I'm using like one of the smallest brush that I have to do my washes, like, just so that I can just drop it where I want a lot more. It's some I don't. It's started with one of the silver bayonet model that I just like. I like my highlights. I don't want to get like ruin my highlights, so I'm gonna just dip a little bit and then just put some wash just where I want. And now I really like that process, and so that's what I've been doing lately, is just using a very little wash and just where I want it. And I think it works a lot better because it avoids me from going back and doing re-highlighting some of the stuff. But yeah, he's got his eye patch and he's got his axe and he's ready to kick some ass. He's gonna kick some ass because he's a French sapper, so he has to speak with the accent. So.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, he has to.
He's gonna kick some vampire ass.
Yeah, not that. Well, one of the first, it's Wolf and Werewolf is one of the first solo game. Yeah, you've seen those, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm really, really happy how they turned out. And right now I have, so, the Veteran Hunter.
Yep.
So that's one of the first one I painted, and he's, man, I need to get used to the weight of those. It's just crazy. The heavy cavalryman is done. I just need to do the base, and the sapper is done, and I need to do the base. So I'll work on those two bases, and then I still need a whole bunch of other ones to paint, which I've lost them. I've lost I've lost my, I don't know where they are. Oh, somewhere down there. Back there. And it's such a mess in here. With the terrain takes freaking so much space and so much stuff. Here we go. So for my French warband, I still have 5 more to paint. Yeah, 5 more. The occult, I think occultist, or I think she is. Investigator, officer, vivandière, and grenadier. The next one I need to paint. So, yeah, making progress. And then once I'm done, I'll probably do the British. Well, the Russian are very tempting too, because I want to do the werebear. They have a werebear, so that's fun. But it's not transformed, so I'm like, should be transformed. So yeah, that's pretty much.
That's our show.
Quick, boink. Yeah. Thank you everybody for staying with us for, holy moly, 2.5 hours.
Yep.
We had a little bit of technical difficulty. We had a stray cat decided to find his way into the garage, which I still don't know. I think it's when my wife was talking to me with the door open, he just sneaked by and she didn't see him.
Cat's gonna cat.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you for sticking around. Hope you stayed until the end. If you do like I do with podcasts, even like the ones that are on videos, is just hope you are hobbying with us as we chit chat, and you look up once in a while to when we say, "Hey, look at that thing," and you just look up and of what you're doing. But yeah, it's always fun to do those. Thank you again, Liam, for being there. Thank you, everybody. Please comment, like, subscribe, click all the buttons.
Join
everywhere.
our Discord, follow us on Twitter.
I've put the Discord link because it's not been in any of the actual videos. So it is now. It's been in the previous video, which is the Silver Bayonet Wave 2 unboxing. It's in there. It's gonna be in this one, and I will try to go back and put it in all the other ones. Now, find us on audio podcast if you're. I know Ashleen. I was talking to Ashleen, and she was like, "Yeah, I need to catch up, but I cannot. My YouTube is crappy, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Well, listen to it. It's on audio." She's like, "What? Oh, that's awesome!" And then she just went back and started listening.
Saw the Thrown Dice guys on Sunday, and they're like, "Oh, well, we talked about this in our last episode." I was like, "I haven't listened to it yet." I'm like, what? How could you do that? And I was like, "Are you up to date on our podcast?" And they're like, "No." It's like, shut your faces, Ed.
I listened to it. I listened to their podcast. Come on. I listened to it.
Love your faces.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Your podcast is gonna be monthly. I was like, what? That's it? Come on, dudes. Like.
They're going to be going into the event on Sunday in more detail in the next episode. So, spoilers.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I was surprised that they're only gonna do monthly podcasts. Like, they could do like bi-weekly, like we do. I mean, yeah. Now,
get your act together.
Yeah. And if you want to interview people, you know, like you, about the hobby streak, because they talk about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, hey, yeah, Liam is on what? And then I don't know who said, like, he's like, well, yeah, he's on like what, a million days of hobby streak. It's like, close enough. So
I'll get there.
But yeah, so they talked about you. So definitely, if you wanna interview someone, I'm sure you can spend some time and talk to the guys and promote her YouTube. So
come on, guys, I'm in your time zone.
Yeah, that's a lot easier.
This guy, different time zone.
In the middle of nowhere. But yeah, all right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody. Time to go do my daddy duties.
It's 11 o'clock. Time to go to bed.
Yeah, it's 4 p.m. I need to get doggy out and then go walk doggy and then go pick up my kids. Actually, I might not have time to walk doggy. I don't know. Maybe quick walk. I walked him twice already today, just because of that. Because
goodbye,
I didn't know
everybody.
if I was gonna be there. Anyway, bye bye.